Subnautica. You probably have beat this game multiple times and the content of the game got stale for you, so today I bring you Subnautica Call of the Void, probably the biggest mod that is pretty much DLC size for Subnautica, that looks like Unknown Worlds themselves, the actual creators behind Subnautica, have made it. Today I'll take a deeper dive into this DLC mod for Subnautica, share the new biomes, Leviathans, vehicles, story, and much more that will be in Call of the Void. I do want to say that this has been in the makes for quite some time and is actually not out yet, but will be out in a couple of months. Aki, the person behind and the idea of Call of the Void, took it into his own hands to actually make this happen, gathering a team of mods to help him out. He has been working on this for many years and gathered a team of modders to help him render and make the mod after a lot of concept, and he only revealed this a couple months ago and started talking to us about it via trailers and videos, and that's what you'll see in this video. I'll leave links to the original videos down below. So first things first, Aki has made this mod to be an expansion to Subnautica, not only including a concept that many people have been wanting for a long time, that being the Void. Yes, you as the player will be able to explore the Void, and I'll explain what you can find there a little later. He also does not want to change everything about Subnautica, but add on to the base game. So yes, you'll still have your regular Seamoth, Cyclops, and Prawn suit to get, as well as the story that has been added either with a new lore, new creatures, and more Precursor Labs. So let's talk about the Void. As we know, there are floating islands in Subnautica with the ancient floaters supporting them, and there was a meteor on the map that has crashed down. In this mod, he made that the meteor was way bigger and actually broke parts of the landmass and they fell into the Void. These are huge clusters of islands held up by, well, the ancient floaters. You'll be able to explore down there and find a new buildable submarine called the Hydra, more on that a little later, as well as a variety of new Leviathans. Now to get to the first cluster island, you will need the Cyclops. Now with this, there will be new upgrades for the Cyclops to reach that point. On the first island, you'll find the Hydra Submarine, and then you'll have to build it to go explore some of the newer islands deeper into the Void, known as the Cluster Islands. Aki talked about a couple concepts for upgrading the Hydra Submarine, either via skill tree or using some types of crystals found across the world, either in Precursor Labs, by exploring more cluster islands, etc. I'll also be talking about these upgrades later on in the video. With these upgrades, as you venture down into the deeper depths, you'll be met with new Leviathans. These are going to be really big, scary Leviathans. The first Leviathan you'll be met with is the Lurker Leviathan, kinda just grabbing onto the edge of the crater. As you go towards the Void clusters or even get close to the crater, this creature has a chance of spotting you. Do take notes, as this guy is very intelligent and it can hide from you in different ways, such as having reflecting scales that he can move around, making light reflect in different ways off of them. If you turn around and do try to spot where it is, it'll change its scales to reflect light and make it look like there's just kinda a school of fish in that direction, and other ways that I am unsure about because, well, we'll have to figure that ourselves when the mod does release. Once it does track you down as its prey and you think you're safe back at home or in your base, it'll strike and start destroying your base either by grabbing it and ripping chunks off of it, or by poking holes into your base with its tail until you eventually die. And once you die, it will go back into its hiding hole. Now, how do you defend against this? Well, there will be a variety of base upgrades that you can have, such as a radar that scans if it's nearby. Aki did mention that some things could defend the base, for example tiger plants, but never really confirmed anything, and reinforcements on the base so you can't rip it or destroy it. The upgrades are probably found in Precursor or in the Void clusters on the map. Once it can't destroy the base and has been out for too long, it'll retreat and go back into its hiding hole. The next one on this list is called the Mesmer. This is similar to the Sea Empress, as it can use psionic manipulation to get into your head. When you get close to it, it'll start messing around with your head. This Leviathan is incredibly smart and will find different ways to make you come closer to it if one idea fails. For example, it can talk to you as if it was the Hydra talking to you. It will send out distress calls that will be uploaded to your PDA as a distress site to go explore, but once you go there, then that's a trap of impending doom. As you do get closer to these signals, there will be subtle hints that this is a bad idea and you can escape it. Now once the Mesmer knows a couple of your moves and how to avoid it, it will always try to change things up for the next time. Aki is also looking to have at least 6 different ways of trying to trap you. Now onto a Leviathan that may be more relaxing for you guys. If you did play Subnautica, you definitely know what reefbacks are in the game. The new Leviathan shown here is going to be just like them. They don't even have an official name yet though. They tend to stay in groups so that predators think it's one bigger fish, so they don't go and attack them, and will be hanging around the void clusters. They tend to be docile unless provoked, but if you manage to show them that you are not a threat, you can travel with them to maybe find a new cluster island in a safer manner as they travel from island to island. And the last one that is shown is called the Worm Leviathan, shown in the trailer. This big boy lives in a hole in one of the cluster islands, and it is very territorial and will attack you on sight. This Leviathan is actually so big that it will swallow you in one bite regardless of your health. You'll have to find a way to get rid of it or bypass it to go explore the island without being detected. Aki has said something in the video showcasing it that someone may have made it guard this island, meaning it could tie into the story, but you never know. He also stated that if you got eaten by it, it may be not over yet and you can find a way out. Alright, so now onto the Precursor and a twist on some Leviathans. So as we know in Subnautica, we have those rooms that you can put a tablet in and get access to the room, usually giving us some ion cubes, other materials, and sometimes some lore. Well, Aki wanted to change this and made them a lot more of a challenge to do or complete. He did not give us any spoilers on this and just gave us concepts of what it could be, such as pushing different tiles around to navigate, using the stun gun to make certain parts of the lab stop moving to access new areas. With this new twist on the labs, we'll also get bigger rewards for clearing them out, as well as some necessary items to progress throughout the mod. The labs will also be on some of the cluster islands, and while the precursors made it very hard to access these because they made some mechanical leviathans to protect themselves whenever they do go down there. Now we won't be able to attack these, but we'll have to find a way to disable them, and this will probably be located around the island. This ties into the new story of the mod as well as with the new Leviathans. Why would precursors go out of their way to make the labs down there if it's so dangerous and could potentially be killed so easily? The last main thing is the Hydra Submarine. This will be the new vehicle to travel around with and reaching deeper depths with. There will be 4 main compartments to this submarine. The pilot room, a storage room with a living quarters, so this is where your bed will be. And the compartment for upgrade modules for the Hydra. This will be different than the ones you put in for like depth modules, but this is a whole compartment dedicated to one big upgrade, like a teleporter seen in one of the trailers. Maybe a control room for some cameras so you have more visibility whenever in the ship. These will take the crystals you find and use some of their powers to make the teleportation happen. And for the Hydra, we also saw a skill tree that could either help us navigate and camouflage ourselves more to get past some of those new Leviathans, or see more defense upgrades for the hull integrity, etc. The submarine can also pivot like 90 degrees to the side to get through some harder to reach places. As with any other vehicle, we also see the uses of battery, so like regular batteries or ion-powered batteries. As we explore more, we will be able to find a battery because the ship, if it does run out of battery, will provide no oxygen, thus creating a huge problem. The problem being you're in the void with no oxygen, you can't just swim up or you'll be eaten by Leviathans, so you'll have to be more careful with this. As for story and anything else in the game, we see that Aki used a lot of old assets of Subnautica so that we get that Subnautica feeling. For example, new peepers, friendly creatures, and some hostile creatures too. He also made new biomes, and he had a reference to the single cell biome. Now there is much more to this mod that Aki has not shared to us to keep this a surprise. I hope this video covered the basics of the mod, and I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on any new information as this mod rolls out. If you want to get involved in this mod, go check out Aki. He explained all this in multiple videos more in depth, so link will be down below. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.